Mohammad Asif has performed very well. Sami is still in the line. And again, a difficult job for selection committee and for the team management. But is there any way that leaving those players out of the team, yet keeping them alive and fit and willing and ready to play in the test match whenever needed?
I think the most important thing to remember is that you need a battery of fast bowlers. You just don't need one or two. You actually need maybe 8 fast bowlers in the wings, because the situation is simple. We play so much cricket that people are going to break down. It doesn't matter how fit they are. You know, Shoaib Akhtar's been carrying a foot injury right the way through this series, and really, he desperately wanted to play, so we played him. But I think we're going to have to look at that. So having Sami, Umar Gul, Shahid Nazir, Mohammad Asif, Abdul Razak, having that battery of fast bowlers allows us to rest people. And if people are slightly off form, which Mohammad Sami is, and he was unlucky, I mean, you know, how hard is it? He's been playing on 2 of the flattest pitches in the world. He gets left out on a pitch that goes all over the place. So he might well have taken 5 or 6 wickets, you don't know. And that's the tough part. So we have to, I think all the bowlers, all the people have to remember that they've got to keep themselves fit, because people are going to break down. Over a period of 14, 15 test matches, we're going to use all 8 bowlers at some stage.
Do you think, Bob, it's going to help Pakistan cricket, or like playing Shoaib against the medical advice, or with carrying with injury?
Well, no, in the end it's up to the individual. I mean, you know, he earns a match fee. He's essentially contracted. He's a professional cricketer. If he feels he can play, and someone like Shoaib has always been an asset to the side if he wants to play, and he wants to be there, which is what he does now. But also we have to be careful that if he is carrying an injury, and we've monitored it very carefully, I have to tell you, and you know, the advice was, but he wanted to do well against India. As it turned out, other people did. And that's the nature of the game. But we monitor these injuries very carefully. We've got a very good support staff.
But in case if his injury gets worse than it, you won't be able to utilize the service in the ODIs.
But that's why we're monitoring the injury, you see. So the situation is that if he's not there for the ODIs, we played India, and it was 6 matches without Shoaib. And we won 4-2. We went to the West Indies without Shoaib. We won 3-0. And so I think there is a rotation policy about to start within the Pakistan camp. And we'll have to do this carefully, because it's not something you just say to a senior player, you're not playing now because we're resting you, unless everyone agrees that. So we'll sit down and we'll talk to all of us.
I think the credit goes to you, Bob, because having designed such a policy that even the team is able to win without Inzimam ul Haq, without Shoaib Akhtar, as you mentioned. What would you advise to Inzimam ul Haq to keep himself fit, to keep himself in the run, or to help Pakistan winning till 2007? Should he be selective in his series to come? Or?
Well, I see today he said that he'd like to be selective. And I think it's important that all the players, if they have a niggle or an injury, weigh up whether they should be playing or not playing. Now, in his own case, it's very difficult because he's captain, he's an inspirational leader. People look up to him and people expect him to play all the time. But, you know, time waits for no man, and he's 35 years old, so, yeah. But in the end, it'll be up to Inzimam ul Haq whether he plays or not. So, but we have a very, as I said before, we've got a very good medical staff, and we are monitoring these injuries all the time, and we're looking after them. In Inzi's case, it's, you know, he bats in a slouched position, and that's what's causing the back problem. So if he's going to get 100 after 100 after 100, he's going to get a little back niggle, and that's the main problem. So we want him to score 100 after 100, so we have to manage the injury. And Inzi knows his own body, and but the important thing is that we have people like Faisal Iqbal, and Mohammad Yusuf, and Yunus Khan, and Imran Farhat, and Salman Butt, and Shoaib Malik in the wings, and of course Shahid Afridi, and I don't want to leave anyone out, I'm sorry. But the point is we've got these other people, and they have to contribute too. It's not, you know, cricket is a one-on-one gladiatorial sport, bowler versus batsman, but it's actually a team game where you need everyone in the side. And that's the most important thing. And that's what we're trying to inculcate into this team.
You mentioned that Inzi has become inspirational leader. He's also become a spiritual leader of the team as well.
Yes.
Leading prayers. It's good
Yes.
to unite them in one blend.
Look, I mean, the Islamic society is very different to the Western society. If you read Steve Waugh's new autobiography, and he talks about how at the end of every game they used to drink for maybe 6 or 7 hours and get absolutely paralytic. And they would sing the Southern Cross song, and they'd sing other songs in the dressing room, and they'd bond through team spirit like that. Now, in this society, and this is where the religious aspect is so good, the team meet 5 times a day. They pray 5 times a day, and then after the prayers, one or maybe 2 of the sessions, Inzamam will start a cricket discussion, and another day we'll invite someone else to start a discussion on life. And this is a wonderful way of bonding the team without the use of alcohol, without the use of dinners and other things. So I think it's unique to cricket anywhere in the world, and Pakistan are using it. And I think the results show for themselves.
And Bob, you have changed the character